I'm with Pavan K Varma, a card-carrying member of the Jan Suraaj party in Bihar, a former diplomat and author extraordinaire. And I'm Jyoti Malhotra with the Tribune here in Chandigarh. Mr. Varma is in Patna in Bihar, and we are discussing the extraordinary result of the Bihar election. Mr. Varma, welcome to the Tribune. My first question is, your party has done very, very poorly. Prashant Kishore's party, your party. But the overall election result has been quite extraordinary. And I'm just going to read out some figures for my Tribune viewers here. The NDA has got an astounding 201 seats. Of course, the final results are still coming in as we speak. Out of 243 in the Bihar Assembly, the Mahagathbandhan almost decimated down to 36. But your first reaction on this extraordinary result?
Thank you, Jyoti. First of all, the results are not as per our expectation, and therefore there is disappointment. We have some consolations. We carried the right message. We had the right ideology. We raised the right issues from the beginning: unemployment, education, health, outward migration, and corruption. And even though we are a new party, I think in the 3 years it has been in the formation, the Jan Suraaj's efforts cannot be faulted, starting with a 2-year unprecedented Padyatra of 5,000 kilometers, followed by the formation of the party. But we are a 1-year-old party, we understand.
Right.
We are surprised because on the ground, throughout the Badlav Yatra and the Padyatra, the surge of crowds and the support for the issues that Jan Suraaj had raised was manifest. However, we accept the results, we will analyze them, and I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the NDA government, and in particular Mr. Nitish Kumar, who after 20 years of incumbency has done so well.
So that's the point, Mr. Varma. Why do you think the NDA has done so well? 20 years of Nitish Kumar as the Chief Minister of Bihar, now backed by Prime Minister Modi, who did so many rallies, Amit Shah, the Home Minister, so many rallies in Bihar. And, just to read out some more numbers, the BJP has got about 91 seats so far, the JDU 81, the LJP, which is Chirag Paswan's party, 21, and the rest 8. And this is the 201 seats right now that we're talking about in the NDA bloc. But what happened, Mr. Varma? Why do you think this extraordinary pro-incumbency vote for Nitish Kumar and the BJP?
Well, I think in the case of Nitish Kumar, there was a genuine sense that perhaps, and I'm not saying it is, but perhaps it's his last election, and there was a sense of giving him, on this occasion, both support for what he had done. He has been in Bihar politics for over 50 years. I think the fact that the transfer of 10,000 rupees at the last minute, which put cash in the hands of people.
This is the Prime Minister's announcement for women. The 10,000 rupees for women, is that the one that you're talking about?
1 crore 25 lakh women got 10,000 rupees each as a direct benefit transfer 1 hour before the model code of conduct. Well, the basic lesson to learn is that it's going to become increasingly difficult to defeat incumbent governments because they have the key to the treasury, and while others make promises, they can actually give them money. So that's another matter. I think.
But did this 10,000 rupee cash transfer to women, and like you're saying, more than 1 crore women, and that to 1 hour, you're saying 1 hour before the model code of conduct kicked in? Is that right?
Yes, it was at 3 p.m. transfer, and the press conference by the 3 election commissioners was at 4 p.m.
So what does this mean, Mr. Varma? Is this 10,000 rupee cash transfer to women, did it override all other factors, including the caste breakup that is so much a part of Bihar's politics?
So caste, first of all, I want to explain, Jyoti, is not specific to Bihar.
Of course.
Caste is a factor in all states in India.
Absolutely.
Whether it's Kapoor versus Reddy, Lingayats versus Vokaligas. Go to any state, there is a caste factor. This stereotype that Bihar is unable to transcend its caste loyalties for genuine change in its own benefit was something we tried to make. We started the message by saying, rise above caste, rise above religious division, rise above Hindu Muslim, rise above Mandir Masjid, and vote for real issues which transform your life. It's a correct message. It had resonance, it had support, but it didn't translate to the number of seats we expected. We expect the results, and it's happened many times in politics. I was with Nitish Kumar in 2014. In fact, I was the first person to meet him after the results came out. He got 2 seats out of 40. He resigned as chief minister, accepting moral responsibility. And yet, politics is such a creature that next year he was chief minister of Bihar again. So there are ups and downs in politics. You take them in your stride. The consolation you have, at least I have, as someone in public life, is that we carried the right message, we made the right effort. If we have not succeeded, we will see what we need to do.
Now, Prashant Kishore, the leader of the Jan Suraaj party, your party, was, he was all across the media, a very, very eloquent man. You guys have worked together for several years. And he was able, in a sense, to bring out these messages, the issues of Bihar. And one of them is Palayan. And, I live in Punjab, I work with the Tribune, as you know, and the number of trains that went from my part of the country, from Punjab and from Haryana, thousands and thousands of people, both also going to participate in the festival of Chhath, but also the election that followed later. But having said that, so there are a couple of questions here, Mr. Varma. The first is that Prashant Kishore raises this issue of Palayan. But second of all, while people and all of us in the media did talk about these issues, but while we did talk about these issues, the fact remained that there was that zero seats, not 1 seat. So does this mean that your party's message has not resonated across the people?
No, I believe that if you done any survey, any informal survey, unscientific survey, you would have found that for people from Bihar living outside Bihar as a consequence of compulsion, for lack of jobs in Bihar, on low wages in miserable conditions, across the board there was support for Jan Suraaj and its message to end this enforced outward migration. Many of them might have voted for Jan Suraaj. But we are talking of a first past the post system. As the vote percentages come in, we'll know what is the vote percentage we got. But don't forget, I'm making no excuses but giving you a comparative graph. It took the BJP 20 years to build a 10% vote base in Bihar. In spite of being a national party, they've never had a chief minister of their own in Bihar. So therefore, sometimes to incubate new ideas takes time. We accept that. But there is no doubt that our message was clear. The support for it was manifest and transparent. But that support's conversion to seats did not happen on the scale we expected to happen. That is something we need to look at.
Now, the question of the Mahagathbandhan, the Congress party-led bloc, the India bloc, terrible performance, Mr. Varma, as you know, 36 seats as we speak this afternoon, of which the Congress party has got, I think, only 4 seats, although I think that number is also dipping. The RJD has 27 seats, and Tejasvi Yadav, the leader of the RJD himself, is trailing right now from his Raghopur seat. What do you make of it, this decimation of the Mahagathbandhan?
Well, the analysis will take place, but what seems apparent to me is that there is a limitation now in the acceptance by people of dynastic politics. Merely because you are the son of so and so, you have the ordained right to lead a party. Whatever your track record may have been in the past is a factor. Secondly, I think people have not forgotten the Jungle Raj and its memories and its legacy. Thirdly, I think 60 seats to the Congress party was a mistake. 70 seats in 2020 led to 19 seats only won, the lowest strike rate of any constituent factor of alliance. And yet the Congress took 60 seats. So perhaps all of these are contributing factors. I'm sure they will be making their own analysis.
But this fact,
to me,
yeah. You talk about dynasty, that people are rejecting dynasty, especially if they don't do the kind of work that people expect them to do, whether it's Rahul Gandhi or Tejasvi Yadav. But Rahul Gandhi, Mr. Varma, time and time again, it's been 11 years of the BJP at the center. Over the last year, since the Lok Sabha elections, a year and a half ago, the Congress party has lost every election. Now, it won Telangana, of course, but and right here in Himachal, where it has a very thin majority in Himachal, that election took place in 2022. But since the Lok Sabha election, Mr. Gandhi's party has lost every election. What do you make of that?
It means that the Congress has no more the organizational strength to fight grassroots elections.
But why not?
It may be still because they've neglected it. They haven't rebuilt the grassroots organization. You see, no party can be run only by the tip of the pyramid.
So why does
you need a foundation. In Bihar, for instance, I can say to you, the Congress party has withered away. Now, if Mr. Rahul Gandhi comes and rides a motorcycle or remains for a few days leading a yatra or takes a dip in a pond, it creates news, but it doesn't strengthen the party organization. There is no substitute for it.
So the Bihari voter feels that the Congress is irrelevant?
Where?
In Bihar, the Bihari voter starts to believe that the Congress is irrelevant in this.
I have maintained that from the beginning. What I feel sad is because as the country's largest opposition party still, in the 5 years after 2020, the Congress did nothing to revive that organization. It should not be that in a situation where we ourselves have done much below our expectations, I'm critiquing another party, but I'm speaking to you as someone in public life as objectively as I can. Right. Congress's weakness is that they do not focus on restructuring, revamping the party organization from the grassroots up.
But Mr. Varma, the question is that the Congress party has never been, it's been an umbrella party, right? Which accommodates all kinds of people of all shades of opinion. It's never been like the BJP, a cadre-based party, or like the communist parties that we have in our country. So having said that, if you feel that the Congress is not rebuilding its foundations, do you think that's that the leader of the party, in this case Rahul Gandhi, although he is not the president of the party, but is there a problem with this dichotomy or this schizophrenia in the Congress, which is why it's losing election after election?
There is no accountability or structured remedial change in the Congress. If you were the head of a corporation and had lost 9 out of 10 contracts or ventures, had done badly in them, there would be accountability. In the Congress party, the dynastic principle is so entrenched. And by the way, I believe the Congress ideology is still relevant. But the party that has remained to implement it has become structurally very weak. The Congress ideology is relevant. The party to implement that ideology has become weak.
And it was so strange, wasn't it, that in the middle of the election campaign, Rahul Gandhi leaves the Bihar campaign and goes off to South America on a visit to Colombia and Brazil and a couple of other countries. And, there's nothing wrong with him traveling there, but it was odd, wasn't it?
No, he's an intelligent man. He realized that it's a lost cause.
So he left?
Yes.
So he abandoned
What do you
Bihar for
do?
South America.
You abandoned Bihar in 2020 when you did nothing to rectify the situation where your strike rate was 19 out of 70 seats. Bihar was abandoned then. Now, whether you go to Colombia or to Kuala Lumpur makes no difference.
Okay, so let me come back to the BJP. Now, the BJP has 91 seats, and its allied partner, once the dominant partner of the NDA bloc in Bihar, has fewer seats than the BJP, 81 for the JDU and 91 for the BJP. And I must remind my viewers that I'm interviewing Mr. Varma at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the 14th. So some results may change up and down, but it's more than likely it will remain this. But why? The question is, why does the BJP have more seats than the JDU? Surely it was the junior partner, wasn't it, until now?
Well, it was initially in 2010, it was the junior. Since then, 2015, of course, was the Mahagathbandhan, where the BJP, the JDU and RJD had come together and worsted the BJP. But in 2020, Nitish Kumar remembers and was livid about it that there was a planned conspiracy against him by his own ally, the BJP, through the use of Chirag Paswan, who fought against JDU candidates, which reduced the JDU's tally by 38 seats. That was his estimation, and brought it down to a rump of 43 seats, making the BJP by far the senior partner with 74 seats. Now, Mr. Nitish Kumar this time has partly rectified that balance, and therefore he will definitely stake a claim to be the chief minister.
So, what does that mean for for Bihar, Mr. Varma? That the BJP will now rule Bihar, and is in a much stronger position to rule than the JDU?
The BJP has still not got a majority on its own. In Bihar, it is a coalition. The JDU is a much stronger part of the coalition than it was in 2020. So it will not be a unilateral BJP government. It will be a BJP-JDU government.
But
and one thing I want to make clear, any party that is in power in Bihar today cannot ignore the issues that Jan Suraaj has raised. The burning problem of unemployment, the burning problem of palai, the complete neglect of the educational infrastructure, the grinding poverty, the endemic corruption, both at the highest level and at every level of the administration at the point where it interfaces with the common. These issues cannot be neglected. We have forced an agenda on the new government. If it doesn't implement it, it will do so at its own peril. That is the contribution of Jan Suraaj. It brought in issues into the election rather than merely emotional divisiveness.
So even though you don't have any representation in the new assembly, or at least so far you don't have any, but having said that, you feel that these issues that you brought in, unemployment, grinding poverty, palayan or migration, or the forced migration of the Bihari voter or the Bihari people, you feel that these issues, even from the outside, the new government will not be able to deny or to ignore.
We may not have performed as well as we thought, but these issues have resonated with the people of Bihar. Jyoti, you have seen videos, if you have not watched yourself, the kind of response that Prashant Kishore got. And this cannot be something that was engineered for the video camera. Across 2 years of his Padyatra, now through the Badlav Yatra. So these issues have resonated. Yes, that support may not have in the presence of established parties who have been in Bihar for decades. They may not have resulted in the seats we expected, but they are issues which are not going to go.
But, and as my last couple of questions, Mr. Varma, this distance between these enormous crowds that greeted Prashant Kishore wherever he went across the state, first of all, do you think he should have also stood for an election? Perhaps he would have won that one seat and raised his voice in the new assembly, and that's an opportunity that was lost. And the second is that what is it, in your view, right now, as you analyze the situation as it unfolds today, what is that one thing that you think that the Jan Suraaj could have done better?
Well, the time will come to make a more detailed analysis. I don't want to react off the cuff. As you can understand, you yourself said the results are still coming in. But yes, every party that performs below its expectations must carry out a self-introspection to see where it went wrong. Success has many fathers, failures has many orphans.
But what do you feel, Mr. Varma? Why do you think you were not able to tip the balance?
I've already given you some of the reasons. We were a new party. Our message was right. It had a resonance, but we were fighting against well-established parties who have been in Bihar for decades, in alliances. Perhaps we were too ambitious.
But the NDA, you see, it has this hunger to succeed.
And spread ourselves too thin. Perhaps. I don't know. As I said, it will require further steps.
You think Prashant Kishore should have fought an election?
Given the results, it's easier to conclude that perhaps he should have. If he had done well and he had not fought, and we had done well because he had campaigned for 200 other candidates instead of spending 4 days in one constituency, and he never used a chopper, so he traveled by car 18 hours a day, addressing 14 rallies a day, then we would have said that was the right decision. You see, hindsight analysis is easy. But perhaps this could be a reason. I can agree with you. We have to go into it.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Varma, for speaking so frankly about your defeat, about your party's defeat, and for analyzing for the Tribune the reasons for the Bihar Assembly results. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you.